The first word was creativity. And usually when you think creativity, you think about artistic or people in either performing arts or creative arts. And the reality is creativity can apply to any discipline that you're in. Creativity to me is just really looking to think outside the box, to really think about how you can do something new and different. And that can be in any discipline. That can be wherever you are. So to me, applying creativity to any role that you're in or any opportunity that you have is really going to help you to do it. I know when we first were started to build the Jordan brand, that was something that we had to really apply creativity to because it was something that had never been done before. Nike had this formula where, you know, we make this cool shoe and we do some cool advertising with Spike Lee or Bugs Bunny or somebody, and then Michael Jordan wears that shoe in 82 games and into the playoffs. That was the formula. And what was happening now was that he was about to retire, and that piece of the formula was being taken out. And a lot of folks felt like, hey, it was a nice run, but it's over. But the team that I was a part of, we knew that we had to get creative and start to figure out ways to really, our goal was to evolve that logo into a brand. One of the things that came up for us as a part of the creative thinking was we created what's today known as the retro business, right? And the idea was we were sitting around one day and said, hey, you know, what if we brought back one of Michael's old shoes and we put it back in the marketplace today? You know, how would that work? And so we brought back the Air Jordan 11. That was the first one that we brought back, and it did very well, and it created what now is a multi-billion-dollar business for us. But it was the idea of thinking outside the box, the idea of thinking in a new and different way to say, hey, how can we do something that's not been done before? And so to me, that's the whole idea of creativity. And like I said, it doesn't just apply to whether it's art or entertainment, or creativity applies to every field, and being creative, I think, and looking to try and do something new and different is definitely going to make a difference. So creativity was the first word. The second word was courage. And to me, courage is defined as you're nervous, you're afraid, you're anxious, but you do it anyway. And to me, that's what if you're not afraid to do something, it doesn't take courage to do it. But if you're nervous or anxious, but you do it anyway, that really is where courage comes into play. And I think, again, that's something that if you apply that to anything that you do, if there's something that you feel like you need to do, you should do, you want to do, you're a little nervous about it, but you apply courage to it and you jump out and do it anyway. We were talking a little bit earlier, and when the whole Jordan brand got started, Phil Knight, who was the guy who started Nike, and Michael Jordan were the people that asked me to put together a team, put together strategies on how we were going to evolve this into a brand. And I got to say, I was a little nervous about that. I mean, having guys of that stature come to me and say, hey, we want you to do this, and to do something that hasn't been done before was definitely a bit nerve-wracking, and it made me a little nervous and a little scared and a little anxious, but I did it anyway. I was like, you know what? This is an opportunity to step out and create something that hasn't been done before. I'm in a position to have that opportunity to do this. I need to step up and do it. And so to me, again, I think applying courage to whatever situation you're in, if you're nervous or afraid, but you know it's the right thing to do, or you feel like this is something you want to do, or this is going to help make a situation better, then you have to apply that courage and step out and do it. The third word was passion. And to me, applying passion to everything or anything that you do is going to always make it better. There's an old saying that if you love your work, then you never work a day in your life, and that's true. If there's something that you love, something that you're passionate about, you're going to want to do it every day. I've heard Michael Jordan say this to basketball players all the time. If you love the game, you're going to want to play it every day. If you're passionate about the game, you're going to want to, play it and be involved in it every day. And it's the same with any work situation that you're in. I've had jobs where I didn't necessarily like going to work in the morning because it just wasn't something that I felt. There's situations, you're in a situation and you have to do what you have to do. But when you're in a situation like with the Jordan brand and where I've been over the last years of my career, I'm excited to go to work every day. I'm excited to get up and go in and apply the skills and talent that I have to something that I'm passionate about. And I think, to me, being passionate about whatever it is you're involved in, it's going to help make it better. So the three words were creativity, courage, and passion. And I believe that if you apply those three words to just about anything that you do, I think that's going to lend itself to success. So I would definitely tell you guys that that's something you should think about and something you should focus on. The last thing I want to share with you as far as where I think you should go going forward is don't forget where you came from, and don't forget to give back to people who are less fortunate than you are. To me, that is one of the key things in life. There's a quote from Winston Churchill who said, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And to me, being able to give back, being able to help people that are not quite as fortunate as you are, is one of the key components, I think, of success. To me, as you advance in your career, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're in a corporate environment or you're in any environment, as you advance in that career, you should also be thinking about how can I use this position that I'm in, how can I use the role that I'm in to give back. We started a program in the Jordan brand called Wings, and it's basically a college scholarship program where we work with community organizations, and we're in 6 cities right now, and we work with those organizations to identify young people who have the ability, the desire, all the things that they need to go to college, but they don't have the funding. And so we provide that funding for them. We provide a full free ride, and right now we've got about almost 400 kids that we're providing that opportunity for. I couldn't do that on my own. I couldn't afford to do that. I'll make that much money. I do all right, but I'll make that much money. But in my role, I was able to help put together a program that allowed us to give back more than I could do as an individual. So just think about that as you're advancing in your career. How can you use your role, use the position that you're in to actually give back more than you could if it was just you as an individual? So again, I know I'm kind of standing between you guys and this being over, so I'm not going to take up much more time. But I want to close out by congratulating all of you on what you've accomplished up to this point, because this is a major accomplishment to be able to get through all the issues that you have to deal with as a student to graduate, right? And I remember a friend of mine just recently graduated from Penn's master's program. And I was talking to her about, she was saying, well, I don't think I'm going to walk or participate in the graduation. I was like, no, you got to do that. Because to me, this is a sense of you celebrating all the effort, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears that you put into this. This is an opportunity for you to celebrate that along with your friends and family and people that love you and care about you. So you have to do this. So I'm glad to see you all here. And again, I just want to congratulate you. Temple is an amazing place, and it's got you prepared and ready to go out into the world and compete and succeed. And with this great Temple education that you have, the last thing I want to say to you is just do it.